Yo, good morning, my people. Y'all gotta excuse me on this Sunday morning. Good morning, y'all. It is Sunday, September 28th, and I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ because with Him all things is possible. Top of the top to everybody that's out there on this Sunday. You're still in bed, you're moving. Sunday, you're going to church. You might be going shopping. Uh, hey, wherever you going, man, baby shower, I don't care where you're going today. Please arrive there safe. Hope everybody's feeling blessed, appreciated, and thankful for seeing another day and with knowing with all things is possible. Boy, y'all got to excuse me. I was not expecting to do that. When I do my yos, that usually does not happen. Oh man, that came out of nowhere. Happy Sunday to all. Um, Want to apologize for yesterday, y'all. I was supposed to be live 6:05, and I was watching the fights that was on the zone. Uh, Ends up going to sleep, missing a whole bunch, waking up damn near 8 o'clock, and I'm just like, oh god. It's like 7:20 when I wake up, and I'm just like, yo, I got to do this whole live over. We were supposed to do Triple G, but we're gonna do him today for sure. We're gonna get Triple G in today, because there was a lot just going on with me, um, and I was kind of mad because I was looking forward to doing that. Want to say shout outs to all my amateurs yesterday. Everyone who won in Strong Island. I'm sorry I couldn't be there, and this is the one I was looking forward to, y'all. I really apologize, and it's not that I'm slacking and or lacking, whatever you want to call. Things happen, Traveling expenses are not like they used to be. But shout outs to the winners and the losers. Not just the winners, but shout outs to the winners and the losers. And hopefully, when it comes back around in December, I'll be there to catch it. Um, don't have a word of the day today. Um, Usually I do, but I guess as I talk, the word of the day will come through. So let's chop it up. Right, it's the morning chop up. Just welcome, right? Good morning to everybody. So for my newcomers, my regulars, everyone, first timers, no first timers, doesn't matter. Welcome to the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Hold on, let me take a swig of my tea, y'all, to get my voice right. 'Cause that was crazy earlier. um, First of all, yesterday I hope everybody enjoyed the morning chop up. Yesterday, shout out to my brother, underrated one, for coming through and blessing us with presence as always. Um, we did the word remove, and that meant a lot. That word actually helped me, and I hope it helped y'all. I hope the morning chop ups help y'all. Period. We had some great boxing on last night too. I don't know if any of you guys caught it. We had Pro Box and we had the Zone. Great fights last night. Um, I can't necessarily go through the names and don't remember, but for the women's fight on the Zone, it was great. For Pro Box, that was great. Both of them, both sides were great. Um, and this is what I'm talking about. We got my man. And shout outs to Pro Box because they do a great job. My man Tiger Johnson, he'll be coming back November 7th. That's on a Friday. This. We have a lot of great stuff happening in the sport besides what y'all want to keep talking about. November 7th, Tiger Johnson to be back. Then the next day you got Ortiz and Lubin. So we got a lot of major stuff happening in the sport. So just be mindful of that. Um, Give me a second, y'all. Hold on. I'm trying to fix my camera for a second. The word of the day is mindful. Chop it up about that word. Y'all always hear people say, "Be mindful of your surroundings," or just be mindful what you're doing. Um, I always tell myself to be mindful of what it is and why it is that I do what I do. Um, and I noticed that when you're trying to accomplish something in life, when you're trying to get the public's attention on what it is that you do, whatever it is that you do, rather if you're on social media or not, you have to be mindful that all attention is not good attention. And I understand negativity sells and it spreads like wildfire and it attracts people. But we have to also be mindful that all attention is not good attention. I was reading something in my YouTube studio that said something interesting that we know already, right? So I'm gonna for you guys that's monetized or getting close to getting monetized, if you go to your YouTube studio and you read, and it has this one part where I think it's a super chats or whatever. When you're trying to make money, it tells you that you have to make content that attracts the people. That people are gonna want to come and listen, right? And I understand that part because nobody wants to come to anybody's channel and it's boring. Cool, right? But then I also know at the same time you can't please anybody. Um, but then we also have to be mindful that we need to be careful with some of the content we make because we say that we're making it for the people, but there's other people out there that feel some kind of way about it, your content. Some people will feel some kind of way about maybe the guests you have, the topics you have, or they'll feel some kind of way about the way you say things. So when I read that, because I'm always in my YouTube studio, so when I read that yesterday, the first thing I said to myself was, well, we don't have that problem over here. Why we don't have that problem over here? Because I'm not here to please you. See, that's the problem that we have, that we need to be mindful of, that you're just not going to please everybody um, in life, content creator or non-content creator. We got family members we can't please. We got friends we can't please. It just is what it is. YouTube is a place that makes you feel like sometimes you gotta fit in. Y'all ever felt like that? Y'all just ever felt like you had to do something or say something to fit in? And you have to do what you have to do to get people to notice you for your work on YouTube or in life. But sometimes YouTube is a place that will make you feel like you have to fit in. So it'll tell you that make sure you make good content, make sure you do this to make people. Um, I guess people will know who you are. You want to keep having you want to keep having the subscribers and the likes and the views or whatever, then you know what it is that you got to do. But the problem with that is, are you making the content just based off what you think people want to hear, or what you know they want to hear, or are you just speaking your mind? So, when I read this stuff and I go, okay, because you can't please everybody. So, when I look at a lot of people and I look at all the drama that goes on in some of the subjects, and I go, we have it where popularity right now is beating the truth. What do you mean by popularity beating the truth? So when you're trying to spread some truth, um, it's kind of hard for it to get out there when people only care about what's popular. You know how you can voice your opinion about a fight you might not like. You can voice your opinion on you got underrated one, the number one grinder, the best kept secret on social media. My Brooklyn brother. I think I sent you the link. Underrated. Um, and it's hard to spread the word with everybody not caring about what you think, or they don't care about what's true. They only care about what's popular. So sometimes we have to be mindful. The word of the day is mindful. We have to just be mindful that we have to have a mind of our own. We have to have an opinion on our own. Um, it's sad enough we live in a world where freedom of speech shit is like, we ain't gonna say that they just started being on some you can't say what you want to say. It's been like that for years. No matter who the president was, who the mayor was, who the governor was, it's been like that for years. You know, and it's sad because they'll tell you to speak your mind, but they're really telling you is to be careful with what you say. Um, so when I look at certain things and I say to myself, as much as I speak my mind on this YouTube, I am mindful that yeah, certain things can't be said. Like when you see it on here, they say the community guidelines. Some people follow the community guidelines, some don't. And I think people be so comfortable with saying stuff and not having nothing happen to them because some of the people participate in the negativity and they like it. But then it's that one time when you get dismissed or you get something in the email and you go, well, what did I do? Then you go back to what you said, and it might not bother you or other people around you, but somebody was just like, oh, I'm going to block him. I'm going to report him.
Oh,
So you have to be mindful. You have to be mindful of your surroundings and who's just listening out because you never know. What up, underrated?
what's going on, brother?
Chilling, what's going on?
All right.
Yeah, we just talking about the word of the day is mindful.
Mm-hmm.
Us being mindful, um, us just being mindful of things we say and
Mm-hmm.
we do,
Mm-hmm.
depends on what it is. We shouldn't have to sell our souls for views.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't have to be something we not to get the people's attention. And I'm not just saying social media, I'm just meaning life. So sometimes we have to be just mindful of that you're just not going to be able to ever please people,
No.
or people can't get you to be who they want you to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was saying, I was reading the guidelines in YouTube about being monetized, and And it said, make content that the people like, but is it true all the time that you make content that the people like? Because there's going to be a lot of times that you can try to make all the good content you can, and people still don't like it. Um, and drama sells. So if you coming on here and you're bashing somebody, you get 3,000 likes for it, and you like, whoa, oh, so this is all I gotta do. Well, I'm gonna
Well,
keep doing it. So sometimes we have to be mindful that we just gotta have a mind of our own.
yeah.
Um,
So,
what's your what's your take on? Yo, you got the TV on underrated because I keep hearing feedback. You got the TV on?
no, I ain't got. I love them.
Because it seems like it's a lot of noise. I don't know. It be seem like you got the TV or something on.
No, it's not on. No.
Oh, I be hearing noise in the back. I don't. All right. So, what's your what's your take on that?
Well, my take on it that sometimes you got we supposed to follow things in life. Not follow. I mean, supposed to
Yeah.
apply things in life, but at times it's not like that. And so you got to keep rolling with the punch, like you say. YouTube makes some. Come on now, yeah. I mean, social media. Yeah, you know, y'all making these things up. You know, it's not true, and you know that's how life is. Something is not true. You know, it's true. Like, it's like this. It's raining right now in Virginia. You gonna tell me it's sunny outside? And I'm looking at it. People think you're stupid.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, that you gotta find, gotta know what the truth is all about. And so for me, I mean, we gotta understand, like you saying, drama, toxic, it does sell. So just say it.
Yeah.
I'm just doing this because of the thing, I don't like it, but I respect you for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
People want to debate. People want. I'm doing no debating. I don't do. I know. I'm not being like this and that. At the end of the day, that I just have to be me, the true me, the better me. That's what will count. People accept that and they don't. They say they accept it. They don't. They don't, and it's fine. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, you gotta surround it. You gotta stop surrounding people say yes some all the time. If I do something wrong that's gonna really hurt me, brother McLean,
Yeah.
you better tell me. Sometimes I don't even know. You better tell me. If you say you love me, if you love me, you tell me, even though it hurts. But you tell me because you love me. You don't want nothing to happen to me. But you got a lot of these people out here. I love you, but they want you to crash out. They want you to lose everything. And you know what they say? Ha 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 ha. Look at it. But they fail to understand that something gonna happen to you too. You want the same empathy and caring, but you're not gonna get it. Look how you treat this person. So at the end of the day, man, surrounded by people that loves you unconditionally, surrounded by people not loving just for convenience. If you say I'm part of your family, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold you to that. Do thick and
Yeah.
thin, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
hold you to that.
Um, the thing about the word mindful is that when it's time to use that word, um, it don't exist to some people. They know of the word. Some even know the meaning, but it don't exist in their world.
Yeah,
A lot of us have to be mindful of the things we say to people that we love, and things happen because we all human.
yeah.
I've said plenty of shit to Tiff, plenty of shit that will make a black man turn white. Somebody go, well, why would you say that? That's your wife. You know, my response is, that's life.
Mhm.
Happens. You don't mean it. Sometimes you do. But a lot of times we just got to be mindful of things.
Yeah.
See, that's the word of the day, ladies and gentlemen. And, you know, mindful could be used for so many different definitions. There's so many different, well, excuse me, for so many different reasons. But when I was reading that, because I be in my YouTube studio a lot now because, I'm at, the eligibility for being monetized, I'm approaching it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing a lot of stuff that I was never seeing before in my YouTube studio. Now I see a lot. When I remember when I used to be able to hit that dollar sign and nothing wouldn't come up.
Uh-huh.
Now I hit it and stuff is like, you've been eligible since the 20th of September and da 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 whatever. And I look at it and I go, that's cool. And then, like I said, when you're reading the part about content and make sure you're making it for the people. What's going on, Stormy B man? Stormy B man, drop your link, man. AKA the Sensei.
Good morning, brother.
Um, the thing is, underrated, we can no longer go on in life trying our best to entertain the world that doesn't care about truth, but only what's popular. So when you ask me or tell me, hey McLean, you might have to start making some type of content where you can get the views up. That's other ways for me to do it. There's other ways for me to do that. But what I won't do is go out of my way to make an ass out of myself to keep people to come over here. What I won't do is try to fit in to a circle that I don't belong to, that I don't want to be around. Because ask yourself, are you comfortable with being you? Because you're not you. It's almost like Halloween. You're putting this mask on. This is who you being, and then you'll take it off being you after when you get home. Are you comfortable with that? So, for me, I say absolutely not. And I have to be mindful of every day of why I do what I do. Why are you making the morning chop ups every morning? Why don't you talk about certain fights or certain fighters that people might talk about? Why don't you talk about some of the drama that goes on in this world? Because every time somebody who looks like us got an issue, we got to go to social media and we got to talk about it.
Yeah.
Instead of being mindful of, hey, that person, he looks just like me and you.
Yeah.
Instead, he's saying resolve that. We're trying to go on social media and make money off it, off the topic. And nobody thinks to be mindful to say, you know what? Every time something comes up in the public, it's not worth us running and talking about. And I see that there's certain things in this world that's just not worth us um, talking about or doing or around. It's like yesterday, the word of the day was remove. Well, you got to remove yourself from certain situations. In the same way that you have to remove yourself from situations, it's the same way you have to be mindful of the situations that you put yourself in. See, if we can use that word mindful more often, it will probably save us from a lot of stuff. And we don't do that. But as I'm reading this, I'm like, what is making good content? I just got a question for y'all. What's making good content? What's being loyal to your friends or your family? What is it? Because y'all got to realize you got to be mindful that you can do all that, and the same people that you help to cater to. Because on YouTube we cater to our subscribers, right? I would like to think that.
Hmm.
But don't you know there's a time on here that you can still cater to your subscribers, and it could always be that one video that could change everything. And then here it is, you like, yo, my subscribers turned their back on me for whatever reason. Because people are here today and they gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. So, and once again, we have to be mindful of that. We have to be mindful of everything we do. Even when we eat, we got to be mindful of what we eat. We know it's no good for us, but we eat it anyway. We know certain people that we be around, we know they no good for us, but we be around them anyway. There's certain channels that you might know that I shouldn't really be over here on this channel because he's beefing with another guy that I like on this channel. I know I shouldn't be over here because I don't want to look like I'm picking sides. I shouldn't be over here, but I'm over here. The word of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is mindful. There's a lot of things we have to be mindful of. And that's just something I think about underrated when I'm sitting there thinking about. So as I'm reading this and it says, create good content that bring your viewers around. The first thing that comes to my mind is, this is gonna sound crazy, y'all. You might as well go out there and say, create bad content that's gonna keep your viewers, because none of the content that's being put out by a lot of people are good content. If it's toxic, how can we call it good? You better off saying just create bad content. Because when somebody's creating good content or trying, like we do over here on the morning chop ups, y'all will call that boring. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear about when Damon Dash and Charlamagne the God was beefing, playing. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about Cardi B. Let's talk about Cardi B having a new baby. Hey, you think Diddy ever get out of jail? Uh, you think that's y'all toxic? Well, drama sells. Yeah, drama also get your ass whipped.
Yeah.
Y'all have to be mindful that all content is not good content. That's what y'all not understanding. You have to be mindful of that. Because what you telling me is that I gotta do whatever I gotta do, whatever sells. I don't know underrated how some of these people could be happy with themselves and just be proud as if everything they doing is right. Because I know at some point we all not moving the way we supposed to in life. It happens, we're human, right? But it's one thing to not be doing that, but it's another thing to be on you for you to have a YouTube channel and you're not moving that channel the way you're supposed to because you're too busy worrying about what are the people gonna think. If I have this subject right now, what are the people going to think? What could I do to keep up with the Joneses? It's almost like when you having friends. What could I do to keep my friends? CJ Rich, what's up, man? My West Coast brother. What up? Yes, yes, Cali in the building, West Coast. Go follow my listen. Y'all go subscribe to my brother CJ Rich Boxing and BS. Yo, CJ, drop your link, my man. It's my West Coast brother. Um, even when I had a conversation with my brother CJ Rich Boxing,
Hmm.
I had a conversation with him a couple months ago, and we were talking about this when he first told me he was going to start his channel. But when he asked me some of the things to talk about, I said, "Man, go in there, do your thing, bro. Just stay true to who you are."
Yeah.
See, that's the problem. We have to stay true to. We got to be mindful. We got to stay true to who we are. We can't be who people out there want us to be. You have to be you. You can't be who your subscribers want you to be. You can't be who your family wants you to be. You can't be who your friends want you to be. You got to be you. Underrated has to be underrated. CJ Rich Boxing has to be him. I have to be No Doug Zone. And we have to be, a lot of people need to be mindful of that. That we can't depend on drama to get people to know who we are. Smash that like button coming in, y'all. Good morning to everybody. If it's your first time, welcome. And even if it's not your first time in, welcome anyway. It's always an honor and pleasure to have y'all. And I appreciate y'all joining me on this Sunday morning, me and my brother Underrated. So, why is the word mindful such a strong word? Because sometimes it takes time. The people are fleeky, being yourself is always solid. Yeah, it is. It's always good, CJ. The problem is with people. A lot of these dudes you see at Stormy B. Everybody, make sure y'all go subscribe to my brother Stormy B, man, aka the Sensei. You talk about somebody being knowledgeable and knowing their boxing. You don't know what you're missing. If you're not over there with Stormy B, I don't know what to tell you. So, and we live in a world where they say sex sells, drama sells, controversy sells. We get all that. We're not stupid. We get all that. But are you comfortable? This I'm talking to the people that may be not comfortable, but they're just trying to keep up with the Joneses. Now you got some people who are comfortable in that department, underrated, because some people went their whole life being about drama, right? So maybe that works for them. What about everybody who's not about that, who just see other people doing it and they see it working for them and they want to go that route, knowing that that's not about them? You're not about that. At some point, you got to say to yourself, I can only keep doing this for so long, knowing that this is not me. Because when your family see it or your friends see it, they're gonna go, "What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing?" You get what I'm saying, underrated? They're gonna do that. The number one question becomes is, why is you doing this? Well, everybody else is doing it on YouTube, but you ain't everybody else. You can't follow what everybody else do. What works for everybody else don't work for you. So the question is, what are you doing? So the word of the day is mindful. Be mindful of who you are and what you do and the people that you surround yourself around. Because something else works for somebody else, that doesn't mean it's going to work for you. There's other people that's actually successful in what they do. Now, here it is, you want to come and do it because somebody told you to do it, or you've seen somebody do it and you go, you know what, let me try that. Now, we all know making content is what bring the people. My question is, they say make good content, but what the fuck is good content? Because I thought I understood what that meant. Because if you telling me I got to jump out the window And I gotta just be up here just talking about anything that's toxic and that's just 100% negative, just to get you to listen to me, I might as well disappear off of YouTube today. Stormy, CJ, I mean, anybody can. I mean, y'all don't have to back me up. I'm just saying, does that make any sense? Any type of, I just gotta, it's gotta, whatever. No, I'm not just speaking boxing. I'm just talking about period. I'm talking about period, CJ, because this is the morning chopper. I'm just talking about period. This ain't even about boxing for real. We just speaking the behavior of people that they know that's not their normal behavior, but because they want to keep up with the Joneses, I'm gonna play this role, see how it works for me. It's almost trying to go. It's like going around a bunch of kids that you know are not positive and they being bad, but because you want to be down, oh, you see it works for them, but a lot of them been bad for the longest, and here it is, you're trying to go be bad with them, knowing that that's not you. So the first thing people say is, if you want to be down with the crew, right? This is what YouTube tell you. If you want to be down and you want to be successful and you want to blend in, or you want a lot of people to recognize who you are, you got to be negative. Because how are you telling me that when you say create good content, people don't want to hear about good content? Because if you want to hear about good content, you sit and listen to people like me in the morning. You sit and listen to Stormy B, underrated, and a lot of other brothers out there that's doing stuff. But y'all don't want to hear that. So what the hell is good content? Because I know plenty of people getting plenty of people making good content and not getting no type of attention on it. So we got to be mindful that no matter what we do or what we say, it's going to always be overlooked because it's popularity versus the truth. And popularity is always going to beat the truth, at least in these YouTube streets. It's sad, but it is what it is. And the more we continue to do it, like the more we continue to go, you know what? I hear you, McClain, but if I get some dirty news on whatever it is, I'm going to do it. Social media to protect. Guess what? They hit you with reality TV. We haven't been there. Oh man, let me tell you something, Stormy. I knew um after I saw making the band, which it was great to me. I said, cool, a bunch of black people on here. Yeah, cool, cool. But then after a while, we started to take the turn for the worse. You started seeing Flavor Flav, Flavor of Love, what was it, Flavor of Love or whatever, then Love and Hip Hop, it just went bad. And then now you look at TV now, TV's trash. And it's been trash for some years. And you got a lot of our people going out of their way to look stupid. Stupid. You think if they offered me a reality TV show right now on my own, I would take it? No. Let me tell you why I wouldn't take it. And this is what people need to start thinking about. And we've seen this happen a million times. You fail to realize you can have your own TV show, but if you're on somebody's network and you just so happen to say or do something wrong, they're gonna take your ass off the air, right? And that's number one. And two, you can't pay me enough to just put my business out to the world. and let everybody know my damn business. And they good at using black people. And we need to wake up and see that. And we don't wake up and see it because we too stupid. Because all we care about is the money. Instead of us being mindful that I can do this and this can ruin me. This can possibly ruin me if I do this. We don't think about that. They flash a couple numbers in our face, and our dumbasses are so quick to go get the money. Oh my God, because I'm from the hood, I ain't never seen this kind of money, so I may not ever seen this kind of money again, so I got to take it. Nobody wants to stick up and go, you know what, I'm good. There was a time when you could be off and broadcast when it went off a certain hour. And never goes off and suffer. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, Stormy, and it's sad. And I say to myself, so when I hear making good content, I go, well, what the fuck is good content? Because Stormy makes plenty of good content. CJ Rich makes plenty of good content. There's a lot of us making good content, rather if it's boxing, football, comic books, whatever it is that we're talking about. Yes, I'm glad. Yeah, thank you for subscribing to him, CJ. You got to be over there when he talks boxing. Sometimes when he's talk boxing, I'm all ears. I do nothing but listen. I be relaxed listening to him because there's not no drama on his channel. So I go, what's good content? You got a group of people who you think they're your friends, and they tell you, yo, if you want to be down with us, you got to do certain things. And you go, man, why can't I just be your friend? No, you can't just be our friend. You got to do certain things. You got to prove your loyalty to us. Sometimes I feel like that's what YouTube is asking you. That's just what I feel like. Or let me not say YouTube. The people that comes to your channel to subscribe to you, I feel like damn near that's what you're doing. It's like sitting at the yeah, what will happen? Word of the day is mindful. Sometimes we have to stop and remind ourselves that I can do this, but what am I getting out of it? What am I getting out of it? Especially if I know this is not me. We all have done stuff in our life that we know it wasn't us. We done hung around people we know we shouldn't have hung around. We done did a lot of things and we look back and we go, I didn't get nothing out of that. I'm lucky I survived that situation. But the negativity is always going to overshadow something positive. It's crazy because I thought it was the other way around. And a lot of y'all don't want to hear it because you're too busy living this fantasy world. Y'all don't want to hear positive or y'all don't want to hear it. All y'all want to do is hear negative. I'm not surprised that some of these reality TV shows are not some of your favorite shows to watch. Oh, I don't watch reality TV. You might as well. Y'all asses don't do nothing but like something negative. You know why it sells? Because we push it out there. Yeah, CJ, good looking. Negativity sells because we put it out there. It don't sell just to sell because we put it out there. When it happens to whoever it's happening to, we have the choice of saying, man, I'm not going on my show talking about that shit. I don't care nothing about none of that. But you always have somebody who wants to beat somebody to the story and don't even be knowing what's going on. But they figure if I put this as a thumbnail and I talk about it, watch how many people it's going to bring in here. And it'll probably be okay if you knew what you were talking about, but you half the time y'all don't know what y'all talking about. But you know, all you know is that if I talk about this, if I talk about Cardi B's new pregnancy, this is going to bring everybody in here. If I just constantly keep talking about Carissa Shields and Pat Poose and then I add Remy to it, oh, it's going to bring a lot of people in here. But half of the time, y'all don't even know what the fuck is going on with that. Hmm? Y'all don't even know what's going on with that. Nobody ever stops to say to themselves, you know what? Let me just be mindful of every story is not a story, even if it's put out to the public. Every story is not a story because you got to remember, you're not the only one covering that story. Even though people are trying to put their own twist to it, every story is not a story. Jeff Spark, what's up, my brother? Every story is not a story. Yeah, yeah, exactly, CJ. Y'all be killing me, man. Y'all sit and just be like, yo, you know what? I'm waiting for some drama to happen just so my ass can go up there and just talk about it. When the Diddy trial happened, like I told y'all before, y'all didn't hear me up here talking about it. I didn't need to. For what? Even if I wanted to, there was already 100 channels doing it. What was I gonna say different that the other 99 channels wasn't gonna say? You know what I was gonna say? Hey man, may God be with that dude. Cause nobody's perfect. And you gotta pay for your consequences. I'm not gonna be like, you know what? For me to get about 3,000 views in here, let me just go up here and insult this man. Let me go insult him. Let me say something negative that I know people are gonna want to stay here and listen to. Because I'm supposed to be creating good content. Because that's what it's supposed to be, right, y'all? Good content. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all when you take the time to think about it. I've always and will continue to always be a person who thinks for himself. You think for this, you think for yourself. You don't have social media think for you. Okay, let me say that again because I probably went over some of y'all heads. You think for yourself. You don't have social media think for you. So when it comes to creating content, you're supposed to create it. A lot of you guys are not creating it. Because in case you don't know, for the ones who don't know, you waiting for a story to drop so you can go live to talk about it is not you creating content. You're just taking a story and you're talking about it. Y'all don't realize that creating content is really with you coming up with your own shit or talking about whatever it is that you want to talk about, not something that everybody and their mom in the world is talking about. I'm coming back today later on to do what I was supposed to do yesterday to talk about Gennady Golovkin, Triple G. Now, a lot of people will go, why are we talking about Triple G? For the same reasons y'all out here talking about everything else that don't really matter to me. But because Triple G may not bring me no views, maybe I shouldn't talk about it. But I'm going to. I'm going to. Rather if it brings me views or not. Because I tell y'all all the time, I don't care about that. I have to be mindful of. I'm my own man. I'm my own person. No Duck Zone is just different. It's different. I never said I was better than anybody. It's just different. I'm going to have a different mindset every day when I'm on here, rather if it wants to be heard or not. Every day. So if y'all don't take the word mindful serious and you just looking at it as a word, then all right, go ahead. Keep shucking and jiving out here like y'all doing. Shucking and jiving for the man. Because that's what a lot of y'all out here doing. And then look yourself in the mirror and call yourself a content creator. Well, if you are a content creator, go create content. Don't go take something that's already a story. And if you, it's different if you was presenting the story to people and actually having the facts versus you just coming on looking for views, don't know what you're talking about. And that's how you keep willing people into your channel by just mentioning bullshit, but the bullshit is going to keep bringing people. I don't want to will people into bullshit. I want to will people into reality. I don't care about that. I don't do shit to get friends. I'm never going to try to fit in with nobody to keep friends. There's a lot of things I won't do because I always have to be mindful of you are your own person. You are not going to fit in everywhere. Everybody's not going to like you as a person. Everybody might not like your channel. Everybody don't like your wife. Some people don't like you. Whatever. It just is what it is. It is what it is. And that's in life. It ain't just a YouTube thing. It's life. Be mindful. You remember, you're up here to control what it is you do. Control YouTube. Don't let YouTube control you. Don't let anybody that you hang around or any family member make you feel like or put you in a position where you have to do this, you have to say that. We have to be in life, we have to be our own person. Because if this social media shit ended today, like I always tell you, if it ended today, what some of y'all gonna do? Because you ain't gonna be able to shuck and jive anymore. You ain't gonna be able to put on no act. What you gonna do?
Yep.
What you gonna do? Now, get me wrong, this is not my bread and butter on here. But like I always said, y'all like being on here because a lot of y'all like being messy and drama and gossiping. This is actually my therapy because I'm hoping when I talk to people, they can relate. I don't give a shit about all that views and all that because I'm proud of every view I get. I could get 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 views. I'm okay with it. Now, according to somebody else, they might look at my channel right underrated and go, McLean, how do you expect to make it underrated? You hear me?
Yeah, I can
How
hear
do
you.
you how do you expect to make it if you're not making no videos that the people could tap into? Jason Allen, what's up, my brother? You know my response to that is underrated.
Hmm.
You don't have to be here. D Free, what up? You get what I'm saying, underrated?
Yeah.
You don't have to be here.
You have a choice.
You have a choice.
You have a choice.
When I get up and I do my lives, the first thing that's on my the one thing that's never on my mind is that, well, you gotta make something today. You gotta make a video that everybody's gonna be comfortable listening to. No, sir. No, sir. Now, if I'm thinking about views, okay, let me go out here and just talk about Cardi B's her new pregnancy, which I don't give a shit about because I didn't impregnate her. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I know there's people out there that's because you gotta understand while we talking about all this drama and gossiping, I think about somebody out there that's going through mental health or somebody that's depressed or they just going through the motions. And I go, you're gonna have to talk to some people because there's gonna be somebody that's gonna walk themselves off the edge today. And believe me, whenever I got to see that on the news or social media, that shit hurts me, man. It's like doing the shutdown. People they lost think of anything creative. I never stopped talking about it. And even created 2 new shows that nobody since had. Yeah, Stormy, when I watch you and I go, you think this would be the number one place on YouTube that everybody would run to? And even when you are a good content creator, sometimes people will just have a reason for not even dealing with you, and it's crazy. Because when you putting great content out there, then people go, yeah, he alright, but it's something about him I don't like. And I go, what the fuck is that got the underrated people are weird, man. People are I don't know. I don't understand y'all sometimes.
Yeah, they are weird, bro.
Cause if you ask for great content and somebody like Stormy and D Free and you and so many other greats, because we have a lot of great people in these YouTube streets. No matter what I might say, there's a lot of great people that's really good at what they do. But when I create, once again, create, that's still not good enough. So once again, you got to be mindful that you're not going to be liked. Your content is not always going to be appreciated. You're not going to always be appreciated. Your channel is not going to always be appreciated. It just is what it is. How many people have we know underrated? Like I've always said, D Free know, Stormy know. We all been in these YouTube streams long enough that we have seen people not survive and walk away. Some of us are blessed to say that we're still here, not just living, but being able to be in these YouTube streets. Because it's rough out here, man. It's almost like getting out there trying to be a dope boy. You don't know if you're gonna survive or not. You out there getting money with your mans, and then all of a sudden you and him have a misunderstanding. He looking to pop, pop, take you out, talking behind you behind your back. It's almost like the same thing, man. So you got to be mindful that, hey, I can't keep up with the Joneses. My videos are not gonna always be popular. People are always not gonna like me for whatever reason, but I got to keep going. I can't please my mother. I can't please my father. I can't please my grandmother. I can't please this person, but I got to keep going. I think when people understand that and they get a whiff for that underrated, life will be so much better for them. It'll be so much better for them
Yeah.
because we have enough shit to deal with as it is as black men.
Yeah.
And
Sorry about that.
what we don't need is pressure. What we don't need is to feel like when something's not working, now we got to do whatever it is that we got to do to make it work. Sometimes you got to be careful with that because you'll find yourself doing some shit that you don't normally do. You ever see somebody walk into YouTube and they be so normal in the beginning, and then after a while, they whole freaking video just takes a turn for the worse, and you like, why is you starting to do that? Because the people like it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something right now. I'm not gonna always care about what the hell y'all like because I can't be here trying to spoil you y'all and baby y'all. I'm not doing that. If you're looking for a channel to spoil you, to baby you, to breastfeed you, to change your pamper, you subscribe to the wrong damn channel. I ain't changing no pampers over here. I'm not breastfeeding no damn body. We ain't doing none of that shit over here. You in the wrong damn channel if that's what you're looking for. So every time something comes up, yo, what you think about that story? What you think about that situation, man? You heard about it? Yeah, I heard about it. You talking about it? What the fuck am I talking about it for? Ain't nothing to talk about. Everybody's talking. I ain't everybody. I don't give a shit what everybody talking about. My name is not everybody. My name is Clarence. And the name of my show is No Duck Zone. I don't care what everybody's doing. If everybody went and jumped off the bridge, you think I'm gonna run and go jump with them? I don't care what everybody's doing because everybody has to do what works for them. If people are proud of just reporting negative stuff and being a part of negative stuff, then cool, that's on them. Then you wonder why when you go out in public, somebody ready to step to you and slap the mess out of you because of who you are and what you're doing. Because you got a lot of these cats outside of that. Like I always said, if you're gonna swing on me for being honest, go ahead. You can't swing on me for being honest, but then want to praise me for being negative. Yo, you be saying a lot of crazy shit though, but it be true. How? Yo, I like that shit, man. Keep up the good work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we live in a good yo, shit is crazy, man.
It is.
It's crazy underrated.
It is.
And I'm like, create good content. And I sit and think and I go, well, what the fuck is good content? Maybe I'm lost underrated. Maybe I'm lost and it's something that I ain't catching on to, or maybe there's a guideline I didn't read, or maybe somebody didn't explain it to me. Because I'm trying to make sense out of this shit. You make great content. Stormy B makes great content. There's a lot of us that push great content. And I hate to talk numbers, and our numbers still don't match with these other people's numbers match. And I know it ain't no competition thing, at least for me it's not. So you tell me gossiping is great content? Huh? Watching a bunch of men on one channel beef and go back and forth is great content? That's creating content? Worrying about if Carissa Shields and Papoose get married or whatever. I mean, it's cool to talk about it. But when did we ever start making content for the people who just feel like they just need someone to talk to? They going through something. Well, that ain't my problem. They can go get counseling. No, do y'all realize that these YouTube wasn't just created for motherfuckers to come up here and just be running their mouth? Y'all really up here love hip hop in it. That's not what this YouTube shit was for. It's for different shit, different content, to have different subjects. There's no rule book that says we can't have no type of conversation with people who feel like they're going through something. That's not for us. They got to go get help for that. Well, let me explain some to you. Channels like this, that's what we do over here. Talk somebody off the edge, letting that brother or that sister know it's gonna be all right. You know, the great thing about it, underrated, is when 12 said, I like when you do the word of the day. You know how many people have came to me and said they like when I do the word of the day? And I love that. And like I said, I got that from a teacher that I used to do that. I learned about the word of the days from back then. So, I started saying, you know what? I thought about her one day. That was one of my favorite teachers. I said, you know what? I'm gonna put that into my show, word of the day, and it helped because guess what? I'm talking to the people also who just feel like they have no hope. So if you think I'm one of these guys who I got to always be out here being a part of the negative shit just for views, no sir. And I'm not here for nobody's comfortability. People have to decide, underrated, that if you are too positive for them, unsubscribe. If you think Stormy B Man is whatever you think he is, unsubscribe. BVO, TV Sports Talk, if you think that there's whatever you think they are, unsubscribe. You think that's going to stop any of us from doing what we were sent to do? Because we might not be deriding your favorite fighter, or we might not be deriding a certain subject. Because as soon as something is put out to the public, y'all expect us to go run on YouTube to go talk about it. I'm coming back to talk about Triple G. Why are you talking about him, McClain? Because I can, because I want to, and there might be some people that is interested in hearing it, and they are some Triple G fans out there that's black, white, Spanish, whatever. They want to hear it. Guess what? You don't want to hear it? I'm sure I'm not the only one going live on a Sunday. People go live 7 days a week in these YouTube streets. Go find you a channel where they talking about November 14th. Because you're not going to get that over here. Not going to get that over here. I refuse to be under the title of content creator and then I'm not out here creating content. Does that make sense?
No.
No, I'm just waiting for a story to drop so I could just run with it. Instead of you sitting in your house and saying, I need to think of something today. Let me think of something. Let me think of something. I gotta create something today. All right, let me just think about what I want to talk about. Okay, boom. Even if it takes you a while to think about what it is that you want to talk about, that's creating content. You see how I can come back here and talk about Triple G? I could have easily been like, man, I can't talk about Triple G. That ain't gonna bring me no damn views. That shows you just how much I don't care about it. I told my brother CJ Rich when he got his show, go ahead and do you, bro. Stay true to who you are. As long as you do that, you'll be all right. 12 hours. What's up, sis? Watching myself. All right, I appreciate you, 12. Yeah, happy Sunday, too. Happy Sunday to all of y'all. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, y'all. Welcome to the Morning Choppers. All my people, all my family. You understand, underrated, and sometimes if we're not careful, we'll let we will not just let society, but we'll let our own channels get us into our own. We'll let our channels get us in our feelings. We look at these numbers of what we look at these subscribers and we look at these likes and we start looking at what we're doing and we don't give ourselves the credit for what it is that we're doing because we feel like things ain't moving fast enough. So then it makes people start changing up on what they're doing. But instead of you changing for better, you're changing for worse. Instead of you saying, you know what, okay, I'm gonna fix this. You go, well, maybe I need to start making some drama shows. Because if you telling me that's gonna bring me views, I'm gonna go make me some drama shows then. Which is whack to me. Because if you can't come in here being yourself, YouTube ain't for you. I don't give a shit about how much negative is going on out there about what rapper sleeping with what rapper, who's pregnant, whatever's going on, the Diddy trial, whatever is that going, all this shit, that's all cool, but I don't need the negativity for my channel to survive. My channel is going to survive regardless. And if it don't, then cool. On the plan B. On the plan B, because I do have a plan B. Yo, you just think I got a plan A? It's my responsibility to make sure no duck zone survives forever. So rather if I'm on social media or not, I still got a job to do. And it's not going to end because his content is not good enough, because he's not creating nothing that people want to hear. Yeah, exactly. You know, the thing is 12, like I always talk, like I always say, popularity is always going to beat the truth. It's a damn shame, but the world we live in, popularity always beats the truth. Hmm? Yeah, you're on a global platform. So they'll slap fives with you for saying something popular, but then want to punch you in your face about the truth in real life. Yo, man, what you meant by that? They'll argue you in the street as if you said something negative and want to fight you. This is how backwards this world is that we live in. Hey, underrated. I remember back before when you said something negative, you got clocked, and when you said the truth, you got praised. We lived in a world where it's backwards. Yeah, people are watching you from all around the globe. And you guys can't think that because y'all don't want to hear what I'm saying, that I never created content for viewers or even clickbait. That my content had deeper meanings and art. Thought. That's a fact, Tommy. Yeah, yeah, Storm. And I had to realize that you're just gonna put videos out, you're gonna put stuff out that, hey, if that shit ain't moving people, I ain't watching it. That's why you hear people say, I'm gonna come in and see what you're talking about, then I'm gonna jump out. If it's too cleaning, if it's too positive, nah, I don't want to stay over here. They over here on some kumbaya. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm out of here. They over here on some let's hold hands. I don't want to, nah. I don't want to be around. I don't want to go to no channel where they singing "We Are the World." I don't want to be over there. So you know what? On to the next channel. The word of the day is mindful. Be mindful of who you are. Be mindful of your surroundings. Be mindful of that. Because until you can acknowledge all that, you're gonna be in trouble. Because y'all are really letting people control how you feel. Some of y'all think about other people when y'all wake up before you think about yourself. So when it's time to get on this YouTube, instead of you saying, I got something I want to talk about, not what other people might want to hear, because just because the people that come and watch you don't want to hear it, you might have new people coming in that might want to listen to it. You're not just talking to people in your state or you talking to people on your channel. You're talking to the world. Once you get here on YouTube, you are talking to the world. So some of that content might just help somebody get through their day, might help somebody get through the rest of the year. Y'all don't think about that. Yeah, I mean, McClain, I understand what you're saying, but if it ain't gonna give me 1,000 views, I'm not doing it. But then that lets me know what you about. You a prostitute, you a hooker, you out here doing whatever you got to do for. Hey, go ahead, more power to you. If you want to be on your knees and bending over for views, go ahead, go ahead. Hey, underrated. Hunts Point has been a popular place for some years. Maybe that's where we need to send some of them. Just saying. If anybody know about Hunts Point, then they'll know what I mean by that. The word of the day is mindful. Let's be mindful of who we are. Let's be mindful of the purpose that we serve and that we're not going to please people. People are not going to always like what we do. We know this already. It can't be that hard for you to be you without somebody forcing you or without somebody making you feel like, if you want to really get the public's attention, you're going to have to stop being you. This is who you're going to have to go be. We got enough people on these YouTube streets playing the villain. Everybody can't play the villain. That's the problem. Too many of y'all trying to play the villain. We got enough people playing the villain. We don't need 100 fucking villains on YouTube. Yeah, it does. It does. Definitely does, 12. Literally, too. I mean, literally. We all can't keep playing the villain. How is it that YouTube got 100 villains and everybody's playing the same position? The asshole role. We can't do it. After a while, you got to start separating yourself from people. Now, I'm never up here to play the a-hole role. At least I would like to think that I'm not. But somebody out there might be like, he's a pure asshole. And the thing is, YouTube got y'all feeling like y'all have to work much harder than anybody. Because like I said, when you look at views and you look at subscribers and then you go to yourself and you go, Jesus, I'm gonna go crazy if I don't get the subscribers I want. I'm gonna go crazy if I don't get the views I want. If I don't get the attention that I want. People are not liking my content. They're not liking my stories. They're just not liking nothing about me. Oh my God, I'm about a second away from going crazy. And I go, there ain't nothing to crash out on. It's nothing like, don't crash out. If you get on here with I don't believe YouTube gives us truth. You know, I don't blame them for everything, 12. Because rather what they giving us or not, um, and maybe they don't. Maybe they don't. But we can say it's them. We can say it's the people who's watching, and then it's us. Because the first thing they say is, well, it's your job to make sure y'all get the subs and the views. But what are you talking about that can get people over here? That's why I spoke out on Max Kellerman calling Bud a villain a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. And Bud just had a parade yesterday. I'm like, well, shit, I ain't never seen a villain get a parade. Bud's such a villain, but I've never seen a villain get a damn parade. And that was a big parade. I wish I could have been in Omaha, Nebraska yesterday. And that's not you know what's so crazy? That's not the first time Bud has had any type of celebration. See, Max Kellerman, I never really had an issue with him, but I just noticed that some people just run their mouth to run their mouth, and we can't be mad sometimes because boxing puts these guys in positions where they can voice their opinion, and because they sound good, just because you sound good saying something, that doesn't mean it's the truth. I remember when he beat Earl. I think they did something for him then when he beat Earl. They always doing something for Crawford. So how am I a villain if somebody's always? I mean, shit. If I'm a villain, then that's crazy. Because when I go back to my town, ain't nobody. They're not booing me. Nobody's throwing stuff at me. Nobody's down talking me. So the problem is, like I said, people get put in the position to be talking and don't know what they talking about. Yeah, but I'm watching you on my TV of my mobile device, laptop, and you are notified. Yeah, yeah, that's YouTube for you, 12. That's cool. I got 5 people watching, 5 likes. It's all right, 12. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I don't I don't trip. I don't even trip about it. Why? That's why you always hear me say, I got 5 people watching. I got 3 people watching. I got no people watching. I'm not going nowhere. See, sometime I come on here. I could come on here for 3 hours. I could come on here for 30 minutes. Oh well, probably more than that too. But 12. You can have more than that. And Stormy always says this. You can have more than that watching you, and people will not smash your like button. Once again, they will come in to see what you are talking about. And if it ain't no drama, if it ain't something where they coming to see who you talking about, they're not interested. I be hearing Stormy say all the time, smash the like button. It'd be a lot of people in there. And I'm like, yo, stop looking, stop peeking, stop being nosy, stop coming to see if somebody's talking about somebody, and just smash the like button. Oh, don't never mind the Cash App. I always tell you that, right? If you ain't donating to the channel, don't worry about the Cash App. Don't worry about that. Just ignore that. But I'm not charging you to smash the like button, but I also ain't forcing you. It is what it is. I don't know what happened to my brother underrated. I think underrated might have fell asleep, 12. So I'll be back later anyway. Stormy, I'll be back later on. I'm gonna talk about Triple G later on, man. Right now, there's a lot of stuff going on in the sport of boxing, but we had a great fight night last night. But I'm gonna be back to talk about him because there's supposed to be a possible return with him. So I'm gonna talk about him, uh, and that's it. So I don't care who wants to be a part of that or not. It doesn't matter. Everybody's more than welcome. 605, 605. I'll be back. Gennady Golovkin, Triple G, possible return. We're going to get into that later. I'm going to get out of here on this Sunday. I have to attend to my wife. And I got some things I got to do. Yeah, he in bed. He tired. It's all good. I'll hit him up later. But 605, make sure y'all come back. We're going to be talking about Triple G. And we're going to go from there. But I appreciate y'all time or y'all coming through here. I really appreciate y'all, man. Um, Y'all don't even have to be over here. Y'all don't have to stop and listen to me. Y'all don't have to acknowledge me. So for the ones that do, I appreciate y'all and I love y'all. And this channel would not be where it is if it wasn't for y'all. So, God bless all y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday. Love y'all. Y'all know what it is. It's the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go.